So, Jannik wins the ATP finals, capping off an amazing 2024 season where he ended it with year-end #1, as well as 2 Grand Slams. Now, let's take a look at this tournament, see what happened, see how it unfolded, and the main talking points that we can draw from this tournament. And before we continue with the video, 99% of you guys are not subscribed, so if you enjoy regular tennis content, do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button. So, Sinner's tournament was very dominant. Very Novak Djokovic-esque kind of performance, where he basically destroyed the whole field, as Novak did in, 2011 to 2015 at the ATP finals. Not quite as dominant as Sinner though, as Sinner didn't even drop a set in the ATP finals, winning every match, obviously 2-0. Being the first man since Ivan Lendl in the 80s to do it. That's quite an achievement, considering he had a very good field. Obviously no Djokovic, but he still had to play Medi, still played a very good Fritz in the final. I mean, Casper Ruud does play well at the ATP finals, but I guess Sinner was always going to win in straight sets. As well as this, Sinner really demonstrates that he is the best player on hard court right now, and it's going to take some stopping him because, Zverev pushed him very hard in Cincinnati. That was a third set tie break. All 3 sets were very tight. And I expected them to meet in the final again and for it to be quite a similar cagey affair. However, bringing me on to the next point, Fritz definitely had Zverev's number. I mean, ever since that 2-0 comeback at Wimbledon this year, Fritz has just owned Zverev. Obviously, he beat him at the US Open, who Zverev was my pick to make the final once the tournament opened up. He beat him at the Lever Cup as well. I mean, I get Lever Cup, but Taylor Fritz is a bit fired up, but still, the 2 slam wins this year, now the ATP finals as well, really goes to show that Fritz has Zverev's number. And what does this mean now for the new top 3? Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev. Obviously, Zverev coming up to world #2 now, surpassing Alcaraz. Well, Zverev has a very high ceiling, but it just gets into these matches where he just can't seem to pass an opponent, like Lorenzo Musetti, another example this year. He beat him at the Olympics, and now Taylor Fritz as well. So like these players that he may be better than them, but he just doesn't bring that level to these matches. And I really thought he'd turn the corner in 2024 because he was playing some very high level tennis this year. But for some reason, he's just come up against these players that he just can't overcome. And now he's denied himself a chance to be in another ATP finals final, to be in potentially another Grand Slam final at the US Open. Obviously, we don't know what would happen if he did beat Fritz and he played Tiafoe in that semi-final, but it's just another missed opportunity for him. Sinner once again showing he's going to be very difficult to dethrone in 2025. And Alcaraz as well. Alcaraz, I don't think we can draw too much from this performance this week because he was ill at the beginning of the week, and then that Casper Ruud loss was very confusing to me. Very good performance against Andrei Rublev, though, to bounce back from that. And Zverev, I think, he didn't really play Zverev that well in that match. I think he probably was partially recovering from illness as well as not being at the top of his decision-making. Similar decision-making, to be fair, that he made in Australia earlier this year. Not quite the A+ decision-making that he needs to put in sometimes against these top players. So yeah, that was my little breakdown of the tournament. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care and peace.